My name is Ronak and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I stuck. Today I will be sharing one production level problem with you guys which I personally faced in my company as well, which is related to validation problems or any common logic problems which we need to be synchronized in a multi-process environment. So one case of that is like if you have some validation which you need to perform before saving the model and you have some work in between validation and actual saving, then it could be possible that validation will pass but you ended up with duplicate data in your database. What I'm telling is we will see by an example as well and how to solve it. So first, to understand the problem, let us see what we have here. Now just assume that some multiple requests are coming which are duplicate. Now when it will be possible we will see, but we have a load balancer and we have different app servers. Now this load balancer will give one request to one server and these servers will validate their, for considered in our case, a uniqueness, the uniqueness or any logic which needs to be synchronized with all the things. Right now we are taking an example of validation. So this all will validate that it will say unique, yeah, it is unique, it is unique, and it is unique. And then what will happen is they will actually try to save. So when they will save, then there is no check. So when the validation was checked, then they don't immediately save this thing, they validate and then you do some processing. Okay, so now in order to mimic this thing, let's go to our app servers. So I have a Ruby application and my app servers are just Puma. So I have this post model. This is a normal Rails application. I have just scaffolded the thing, uh, post, and I have title. Title is an attribute which I have this uniqueness of validate the presence, validate the uniqueness of title, just this thing, and I will be hitting the post controller, and we will be saving this thing on the create. So okay, so what I will be doing in order to mimic the multi-process environment, I will run two servers. One server is here, I will run on the port 3000 and I will run another server on the port 3001. Okay, so this is like I'm running two servers, and in order to just mimic that I am having parallel request, I will hit two requests from the postman, one to each. So I'm just bypassing the thing of load balancer. This will not be actually parallel because it will take some time for me, maybe 1 or 2 seconds from jumping the tabs, but we will make it more realistic when we'll get into the code. So just okay, both of these things are running. So now if we have just a simple thing which is validating a uniqueness and we don't have any more attribute in it, then it is good. But now let's but in the actual production environment, things will get a lot bigger. We have a lot of logic around it. Then when it start taking time, then the problems occur in the multiprocess. So we will see. So for example, right now if I have this validation, so if I hit with the same title, I'm gonna hit with the same title in these two, and you can see. So what happened, it in the first it got saved, you can see the commit and you can see the begin, and in the second it got rolled back due to the validation failure. We can just quickly go into the Rails console and can also see that yes, we can also go and see like post dot count, sorry, post dot count. So we'll see there is only one post, so it's good. But just to mimic that, we in the case when there will be more things, so do some heavy operation. So before action, when this before action run, before action actually runs after it runs after the validations are checked. So we're gonna do some heavy operation and I'm just gonna sleep for 10 seconds. For example, before saving a post, we might want to increment something, decrement something, hit an API call, and do other stuff. That would might take a time, and then we actually save the database, and then we actually save the content in the database. But the problem could be that during that time, others multiprocess servers will check for the validation, and they will get valid, although one incoming request, one insertion will be done after some time, but that would fail. Okay, now since I have this thing in my place, now if I go and okay, so for now, right now I will just go and destroy this post as well, just to show, so that I don't have any validation errors previously. So for example, right now no such kind of post exists. If I hit send and if I hit send both this time, now let's see what happens. Okay, so both return 500. Okay, sorry, it's not before action, it's actually before save. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, now you can see this. So what happened, it actually saved both of these things. So you can see begin commit and begin commit. So what happened here is, it's very interesting. Now if you see post dot all, you can see there are two posts with the same title same title, and then there is another post title same title of ID 11 and ID 10, although we do have a logic of validate uniqueness of title. So that is the problem here. If we have this validation logic on the base of application layer, then it could be possible that this application layer will get cancelled out. Why? Because first it what happens is this. First this app server hit the database to check, oh, if it is valid or not. It gives it, yeah, it is valid. Then while it is doing some processing, the app2 will hit and check if any record exists with this, and it will say no, and it will return yes. Then these twos will only hit the database to create the contact, and database will not complain about anything because there is no uniqueness constraint on the database. So in order to solve such problems, and we get to know this thing after a lot of debugging, after a lot of thing, because in our case it was not actually app servers, this was a RabbitMQ and this was RabbitMQ consumers, and we have some validation on the event data we are storing. So in order to solve this can easily be solved by just moving the validation to the database level. So again, what we are doing is the logic which is shared among these app servers, which is the validate the uniqueness, will actually not work because these are non-synchronous things. They don't know what's going on in each other. If you only have one app server, this problem will never occur. If you have just one server in your production environment, then this will never be the case for you, because only one request will be processing at one time if you don't have multi-threaded servers. So we're coming back to this right now. In order to have this uniqueness constraint, just move this common thing to a common place, which is move this validations of title to the database level. Now what will happen is, if we move this to title, in the database insertions are always done in serial orders and never parallel, because parallel insertion are not possible, otherwise how it will give the unique IDs to everybody. So insertion are always done in serial orders, and when it is doing insertion in the serial orders, then it will always run validation on it. So we'll just quickly add a validation. Reels generate migration, add uniqueness to posts. Okay, I got this thing, and what we will do is we will do add index to our posts table on title. How? unique true, right? And we just quickly gonna run it. And if there is no spelling mistake or syntax mistake, it was gonna run. So open schema.file to see it. Okay, there is something. So it is saying uniqueness violation. Okay, so because we have duplicated data currently present, that's why it is not able to create unique index on it. So oh man, why I'm again writing post. And now we can run it. See my rate. Okay, so now it will get it. So what happened is it tried to create a uniqueness constraint, but there was already a duplicated data, so that why it wasn't able to create uniqueness constraint on the table. Now it has created it. Now we can go in the schema file. We can see yes, we have an index of uniqueness true. Now whatever heavy lifting process do we have, whenever it will go to the database, it will raise an error from the database. So we are good. We can test it. If I send this and if send it again, okay, so I get 200 here. I should definitely get some error over here. So yes, I will get 500 also. Now we can handle this error, and we can catch this error and can say that yes, this and that happened. But that's not the point. The point is we stopped this thing from creating duplicate records. So that is awesome. So I'll show you how the example is shown. So basically this was the error raised from the database level, that's why it was not accepted. And now you can see a duplicate keys violation of the uniqueness constraint. If I just make it, sorry, if I just make it a little smaller, can show you that record not unique duplicate key violation on the title. This small title has already exist, so this is exactly what we want. So it doesn't matter how much time our in and around processes will take, our data will always be unique. So thank you so much for your time and hope you like this video. If you like it, then please like it. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, and thank you so much for watching this.